Deciding between the different instructional design models like ADDIE and SAM is not just some academic debate. It is the difference between the training that keeps up with your fast-paced product roadmap and training that constantly falls behind. Since the 1970s, ADDIE has been the gold standard. It is consistent, repeatable, rigorous, and highly disciplined. When you need clear documentation and predictable steps like for high-stakes compliance or heavily regulated training, ADDIE is incredible. It gives you a roadmap when multiple stakeholders, approvers, and governance layers are involved. ADDIE is definitely a stability-first model. But here is the SaaS reality check. Software updates ship fast, sometimes every 2 weeks or even every day. What happens when your training follows a traditional linear cycle but your product ships non-stop? Feedback arrives late. You might realize your approach is wrong only after building a ton of content. Making mid-build changes feels like pulling the emergency brake, and your enablement constantly lags behind the product. That is not a knock on ADDIE. It is simply a mismatch between a stability-first model and a speed-first software product. So for such situations, let's switch to SAM, or the successive approximation model. SAM is essentially the agile-minded evolution that fast-moving teams need. Instead of betting everything on a perfect upfront plan, SAM focuses on iteration, rapid prototyping, and frequent feedback. Here is how SAM actually works in real life. First, there is the preparation phase, sometimes called a savvy start. This is not a giant requirements document. It is a rapid collaborative session where you pull in product managers, customer success reps, and instructional designers to align quickly on learning outcomes and success metrics. Next is the iterative design phase. You build a prototype, maybe a clickable wireframe or a rough module draft, and test it early with real users. The goal is to validate before you build. Finally, in the iterative development phase, you build the validated approach in small chunks, testing and adjusting as you go. With SAM, you are always within a sprint or two of having a shippable training. So why do so many B2B companies switch to SAM? Because it gets everyone aligned fast. No endless email chains or waiting for documents to be approved. You catch misalignments early when they are cheap to fix, and you can adapt on the fly when your product roadmap inevitably changes. Most importantly, it gives you a much faster time to value in customer education. Instead of waiting 6 months for the perfect academy course, you can launch a solid version 1 in just a few weeks. So how do you choose? Go ADDIE first when you're building high-stakes regulated training, when requirements are absolutely locked in, and when you need a clear documentation trail. Go SAM first when your product updates constantly, when learning needs are evolving, and when fast validation and rapid time to value for your learners are your top priorities. Making the switch to SAM requires a mindset shift. You have to embrace good enough over perfect, involve stakeholders early and often, and actually expect to iterate based on feedback. If you're building training for the modern software world, you need a model that moves at the speed of your business. Using SAM, you can build training that is stable when it needs to be, and fast or rapidly delivered when it has to be. Thank you for watching this video, and please do subscribe for more such content on instructional design and customer education.